Now, really quick before the video starts, I just want to tell you this one thing. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel because I'm getting a lot of messages of people telling me, man, I've been watching videos for 10 years and I just subscribed. So don't be one of those people. Make sure you are subscribed. Let's get that shmoney because we're very close to 400k. Anyway, let's get to the goddamn video, man. And by the way, make sure you turn on the post notifications so you don't miss a video. You already know YouTube is constantly just fucking up because they're not recommending all my videos to all my subscribers. So yeah, make sure you turn on the post notifications. But now for real, let's get to the goddamn video. Now, for the past few days, there's a clip that's been going viral of Joyner Lucas where he comments on a Logic verse. The verse I'm talking about, as you can see from the title, is the Sriracha verse featuring Tech N9ne and Joyner Lucas himself. And the video was posted by BET. You might have already seen the video because it's 5 days old and it almost has 1 million views. But just in case you haven't seen it, I'll link the full video in the description below. Anyway, so what exactly did Joyner Lucas say and what exactly has happened here? Well, BET has a show on their YouTube channel called Rate the Bars. And the purpose of this show is to give a written rap verse on paper form to the guest who is invited, and the guest is supposed to pretty much just rate the bars on a scale from 1 to 5. Funny enough, since we're talking about Joyner Lucas here and he's the guest on this particular episode, I'm guessing BET had this clever idea of giving Joyner Lucas Logic bars to spice it up a little bit. That's what they did, and this is what Joyner Lucas had to say.
I've been living good. I've been feeling fine. Past the Sriracha, I put that shit on all of mine. Busting like Columbine, combined with a terrorist mind that's been confined in 4 walls.
And then this is when Joyner Lucas realized that he was rating a Logic verse.
That's a Logic, wow. This shit hard, bro.
So fast forward to the end of the video, ironically enough, he rated that verse 5 out of 5. And as expected, there were a lot of comments on this video of people who were very confused because let's not forget that the Joyner Lucas and Logic beef is an actual thing. But obviously, as you could see from those snippets that I played you, Joyner Lucas was completely and very much sarcastic when he gave it a 5 out of 5. I mean, that's the only thing that really makes sense because that's how the beef between them even started in the first place because of this particular verse. It started by Joyner addressing the Sriracha verse on his Mask Off remix.
I don't do Xannies or Molly's. Don't come near me with problems. And don't you compare me to Logic. Go listen to Sriracha.
And it ended with Logic finally and subliminally, subliminally responding on Yuck from Bobby Tarantino 2.
It's a word of advice. More achievements for yourself and less talk. Cats beef with Logic, yeah, they pray and I respond.
Keep in mind, I know that Logic himself said that Yuck was not a diss track.
That's not a diss song. If it was a diss song, I'd say somebody's name, or I'd say,
I'm saying,
yeah, this is the closest I would ever diss the entire industry that talks shit about me.
But also keep this in mind, we're talking about Logic here, the most positive motherfucker on the planet. Obviously, he's not gonna come out and shine light on a negative situation like that. Plus, that would ruin the entire point behind the track. It is a subliminal diss towards Joyner Lucas. But you know what? If you want to take it any other way, then, you know, feel free to do it. And then here we are today where Joyner Lucas sarcastically rated Logic's Sriracha verse 5 out of 5. Now, what do I personally have to say about where we are today in this whole Joyner Lucas versus Logic situation? To keep it all the way real, I would love if both of these guys just ended whatever they have going on. To be fair though, there's not a lot Logic needs to end from his side because don't forget that Joyner Lucas was the person who kept going at him time after time without even getting any sort of response out of Logic. If there's anyone who has, or should I say had, any kind of chip on their shoulder, it's Joyner himself. Although to keep it 100, I don't really see a reality where Logic completely disregards everything he said about him and done and just completely decides to leave the past in the past. I think when it comes to a point where someone disrespects you by tweeting about your ex-wife, trying to publicly highlight her after you guys broke up and the entire world is talking about it, that's when things get really complicated because it's not as easy as putting the past in the past and being holier than thou. It's really just about crossing lines and basic respect, so that's what I have to say about that. But when it comes to this specific situation that we have right in front of us, keep in mind BET are the ones to blame here because they brought up the Logic verse hoping for an entertaining response from Joyner Lucas so they could eventually, you know, get that drama, controversy, and get them views popping, which actually did work because the video is sitting at almost 1 million views, so I guess mission completed. And I'm only mentioning that to bring up the point that Joyner Lucas wasn't the person who brought up Logic's name out of nowhere just because he felt like it. It was pretty much a part of the show he was invited to as a guest. But this kind of further and further just pushes away the idea that Joyner Lucas and Logic are ever gonna reconcile, and that is really a disappointment for both Joyner and Logic fans. I don't care if you're a hardcore Joyner Lucas fan, I don't care if you're a hardcore Logic fan, you can't tell me that you wouldn't want to see a full-on collaboration with both of these guys. Now, that's what I personally have to say regarding Joyner Lucas' reaction to Logic's Sriracha verse. But what's your personal opinion on this? What do you think about his sarcastic response that you saw in the video? And when it comes to their entire beef, are you one of those people who would rather see them collaborating rather than being against each other? Definitely let me know in the comment section below, and let's have a discussion about this.